So about a month ago I did the CUPHEAD INKWELL 1 S-Rank guide. And Inkwell isn't that hard, so today we're doing Inkwell 2. If you wanna see free Inkwell 3 and the DLC, comment down below, like, subscribe, and let's get into this. The first boss up is Baroness from Bonbon. She has 5 minions, but you only get 3. I'm gonna be showing you the 2 of the ones that I didn't get in my run, then show you my S-Rank run. So first up we have the Gumball Man. He shoots gumballs into the sky, and if you just look there you're gonna be pretty easy to dodge, and the spread shot will deal a lot of damage and kill all jelly bean. The second boss that I didn't get is the Waffle. The Waffle is much harder to dodge, and I fucking hate this guy. To dodge the Waffle you need to be on either side that the Waffle is not on, or in the corner. This should make it easier. Use spread shot if you're close, use crack shot if you're not. Before we continue on to the next boss, just look at this insane dodge right here, it's crazy. It's also easy if you're mischallenged, and then you can double jump and dash from the platform, and then it's also pretty easy to dodge. Since this boss isn't on the ground so much, it's also pretty easy to get some jelly bean parries. Here is the loadout I used for the boss, and now it's time to get into the actual run. Obviously, if you don't have the DLC and miss challenge, you should use another charm like Heart Ring or Coffee. I think they both work pretty well. Getting in here to the candy corn, the main thing you gotta look out for is himself and his minions, which you can kill. The minions are pretty annoying, but they're also pretty easy to dodge. His pattern is very predictable, so use the candy platform to your advantage and just jump over him. If he is in the air, this is also a time to get some jelly bean parries. Next up we got the cupcake guy, who is jumping and creaming all over. But with that message out of the way, it is very easy with the cupcake man if you use your invisibility roll. As you can see on the screen, and also just jump a lot and just keep firing with the crack shot and it should be no problem. Next up we got the Jawbreaker with his 2 children, which I wanna touch, which you can't touch, which is very sad. So yeah, you can't touch the Jawbreaker or his children, cause then you take damage, so just try to run away on them, just loop them around, it's just very easy. And by this time you should also have a soup ready, so use that. So the Jawbreaker is probably one of the easiest one, but now we move on to the last phase, but obviously we can't do that without some insane dodges. This phase is just a lot of dodging, and it's actually pretty easy with the parry wheel that comes out of the castle, even with Miss Chalice's parries. I will say that the Crackshot EX is probably one of the best for this fight, because you gotta be in the air a lot with the Baroness, and just having that dodge available with the double jump is just very good. Either way, now we have killed this stupid fucking bitch, and let's move on to the next one. Here's the proof for the S rank, let's go. So the next person we are going to do is Beppe the Clown, also known as EDP's best friend. Let's go! I hope you saw the loadout, because it's almost the same as Baroness from Bonbon. The only difference is that we're gonna use the roundabout instead of the crack shot, since it's a lot more closed up. So the first stage is just Beppe riding the roller coaster because he's a fucking child, and he also abducts them. But either way, there's ducks as well, and you just kinda have to jump over him, then shoot up in the air to disable the ducks, and you should be perfectly fine. So in the next phase, Beppe becomes a balloon, and the whole Paw Patrol squad came trying to kill us. But instead we are gonna kill them, because they have very little HP, and that's about how you kill this phase. Also, you just stand right under Beppe and spam the spread shot, it's just very easy that way. That phase is also very great for getting parries, since the dogs can be parryable. Either way, I forgot to say that there's a roller coaster coming all the time that you also have to look out for, and the nose at the start is parryable and it's very easy to parry. In the first phase, Pepe becomes a donkey, and if you get lucky with placement, you can just stand under him and spam spread shots upwards, and it shouldn't really be a problem. If you get unlucky, just try to dodge it using the minecart gaps, and it also should be perfectly fine. Next up we have the fourth phase, which is by far the hardest. It's just a lot going on. I would recommend most of the time standing on the platform, since the minecart is coming at such high speed, so just try to stand on the platform. In this phase you also want to spam spread shot, since his hitbox doesn't damage you. You can just stand in it and spread him to death. When the fucking penguins come out, I would just recommend killing both penguins on one side and let the minecart take out the other two by just dodging. Also, I forgot to say this, but you should always use your super art, and when you already have a super art available, just spam the spread EX inside of his hitbox. This is one of the harder bosses, and for my first time it took a lot of tries, but really you should be able to get it now. And here's the rank proof. Now this is a great time to mention that if you enjoyed this video, you should definitely like and subscribe. Next up we have the genie, and here it's only real the charm that matters. Obviously we're gonna use the very powerful relic. And if you don't have that, use the heart ring charm, and if you don't have the DLC at all, use the coffee charm. Okay, so in the first phase you can get one of three things: the swords, the treasure, and the cats, and I got the cats. If you get the sword, get easy parries, just go back and forth and keep dodging them. If you get the treasure, you also can get some easy parries, and then you want to go up and down. And with the cats, you just want to loop them around and also get some easy parries. Moving on to the second phase, it's really easy, just shoot at the heads, and if there's multiple heads, shoot both, because then you deal extra damage. Now after that phase we are in the third phase, and this is an absolute joke of a phase. You literally stand at the top with your grenades, you nuke him. If you nuke him, get some extra axe punches, I guess, if you have the relic. Otherwise just stand there and move back and forth a little bit. Now after that phase he's gonna meditate a little bit, and then you can get a secret phase. I personally think that is harder, so I will not be doing that in the background footage, but I will make a guide on how to do it. Now we are in the hardest phase. It's his hat and his shot. Parry every 4th shot, cause then you can parry. With the hat, try to dodge them as best as you can. Just try to move around a lot, and this shouldn't be too hard, but it can take a couple of tries. Quick disclaimer, obviously if you have nukes, use them however much you can. Now in his third phase there's 3 pyramids. He's shooting lasers from his eye, and there is also lasers coming out of the triangles. Now the eye beam is extremely easy to dodge. It also can be parable, but it's kinda rare. The pyramids you just kind of have to dodge, just move with them, and if the lasers come out, just try to dodge it as best as you can by going outside and inside. Here is obviously the S rank proof. Next up here we have Wally Werbles. Obviously we're gonna use the really good relic, cause it's only the charm that matters, and let's get into this. Right now getting into Wally Werbel's first phase, he has 2 attacks: the egg attack and the cannon attack. There's also these little birds that fly across the screen, and they can be parable, and there's kinda easy parries, but you get enough of them on the third phase. Now dodging the eggs are very easy. Just stand in like a corner from the wall if it was a half circle or like half a circle, and I put a picture up on the screen. Just stand in that area and you shouldn't get hit. The cannons, you literally just go over or under them or in between them. But going into the second phase, the birds that are parable are back, but now he shoots feather all around, and this one's gonna take some time to learn. My best tip would always be in line of sight of him, so you still get damage even though you're trying to dodge, and just kind of go up and down and try not to stress it too much. and this phase should be easy in a couple of attempts. Now that bro exploded and looks like fucking Jimmy Neutron, we are in the third phase. With the eggs, you wanna go in and out of them and just keep shooting your mana bullets at him, and when he shoots at you, you get so easy parries, so just try to get all your parries there. As you can see, I take stupid hits, try not to do that, but still try to be in the time limit. I obviously have the heart ring from the charm, so I can still get up to 3 HP and show an S rank. Now bro is on the verge of fucking dying, so now we're gonna absolutely cook him in the final phase. When Wally spits out trash, it can be parryable, more specifically the pink boot, but I would try to go around like his stomach area just to try and avoid that. I would also try to use the bombs here, since they go downwards and he's often below you. The medic birds often shoot out pills, which are pretty easy to dodge. The heart shoots out free bullet and is really easy to dodge, just get that over with. Here is the S rank proof, also nuke him as often as you can in life. If you wanna see Isle 3, which I already have recorded for, but just let me know that you wanna see it. And let's go into Grim Matchstick, the final boss from this isle. Now going into Grim Matchstick, the lobber and the short shot is absolutely broken here, as well as Miss Chalice as always. In the first phase, he has the fireball attack, the tail attack, and the eye beam attack. Now you always want to spam your lobber, but the first phase is actually the most important, since this is the only time you can get your parries, so make sure to parry. You can use the heart ring charm if you don't want to play as Miss Chalice, because it can be easier to parry as Cuphead, since this is also the only time you can do it. Now the fireballs are really predictable where they are gonna go, and if you have trouble dodging it, just look at what I did. The eye beams, after you have all 3 parries, you can just jump over. The tail is gonna be around where you stand, so I have to stand like really far back, so then it comes up there and then it's just skippable. Now instead of the short shot, you can have the crack shot, which is often used in phase 2, which we are now in, but I would just still use the lobber. Massive damage obviously, and it's a great angle, but just jump around a lot and dodge it, it's not that hard actually. Now we have phase 3. Here you absolutely want to use the short shot, since it's a single projectile and you can shoot it whenever you want. So that makes dodging the fireballs and not making them explode really easy. Just go over or under the fire laser or beam briefer, I don't really know what it is. But just go over or under that and it shouldn't be no problem. And this is the hardest boss in this isle in my opinion, maybe with Jimmy the Great, but here we go. Here is the S rank proof. If you want to see Isle 3, make sure to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.